First of all, I'd like to thank Jay Jones, my mother, and Scott Kiwi for sending me messages today, reminding me to forget to record. So thank you very much. I definitely appreciate that. And I'm going to jump in here because I don't want to be late for what iHub is going to do in 30 minutes. Okay, it's going to open some people's eyes. It's going to change your business, but it's not going to change your business for any other reason except for we're all brand new. And as we learn things, it changes our business, right? And what they're going to go over with how to plot different addresses and how to actually put clusters together that make your box more profitable, make the boxes around you more profitable. I think it's going to be eye-opening, because one of the biggest questions that I get all the time is, is my address a good address? Well, the answer is yes. Okay, there's no such thing as a bad address. The question is, like where I live, I'm not out in the boonies, but I'm not in an urban area, right? I'm in a neighborhood, but there's no real commerce around me or anything. It's just houses, every so often or whatever. So there are no boxes anywhere near me. So the answer is yes, this is a great location, because if I put one here and I know how to plot other addresses, I know where to go talk to people in my neighborhood or just on the outskirts of my neighborhood to get another 6 boxes put in. And if you've got 6 to 12 boxes that are talking to each other, you're going to make some money. So they're going to teach us how to do that and how to use the system and how to use the tools that they've created. So I don't want to be late for that. Okay, so that's a promo for that, and a reason why I'm going to talk as fast as I possibly can, because I want to give at least a couple minutes for people to jump over to that. Okay, so we got a bunch of stuff we want to do. The first thing I want to do is, one of the things that they're going to talk about tonight is how to get 6 boxes, right? A cluster of 6 boxes. So what that means is you and 5 others. And if if you've seen the business plan, you know that your first 5 people are called your pro team. And that's really, I feel like as people's upline, I feel like one of my responsibilities, and everybody's responsibility as somebody who registers somebody, I think one of our responsibilities is to help people get their first 5. Okay?
Sorry,
if you think about it, if you have an organization and everybody gets 5 people, they're going to make money. And think about how much money you're going to make, right? Everybody's in good shape at that point. So I just wanted to recognize people who, and now this is literally, I'm 2 days short of being part of iHub and really talking to people and everything. I'm 2 days short of my 4th week, I'm pretty sure, right? So this coming Thursday in 2 days will be my 4th week. So just shy of being around for a month. And by the way, we had like 325 people about an hour ago or something like that in three and a half weeks or something like that, right? So that's pretty cool. But the reason for that is a lot of people have gone out and gotten their first 5. And so I just wanted to recognize those people who've registered 5 people personally. They almost all these people have more people in depth, but they've got at least their first 5, which I think is awesome, and it deserves some recognition. So first of all, my mother is on the list, so I'm fired up for her. She's got 5. A lot of these people have more than 5, so don't think that they just have 5, but they have at least 5, right? Alex Alquinta, fired up for Alex. Sean Gatz, Bill Siviter, James Egan, Jeff Zorbo, Marcus Miller, Gardenia Jennings, Tezra Williams, Herbie and Sheila Fitzgerald, Levi Johnson, Phineas White, Barth Ofori, and I apologize if I mispronounced that name there, Francis Ruffey, Fred Yaboa, Shalisa Proctor, Tatiana Mancayo, who I got to give a special shout out to because that's my eldest daughter there. So she's got a nice team coming together. She's got more than 5 folks, personal and quite a nice little team coming on. Ida Marshall, who you guys heard me talking to a little bit earlier, Theo Samoye, and Phyllis Mirando. So all those people have already registered at least 5 people. There's 20, I counted earlier. There's 20 people that are part of our team that have already gotten at least 5 people. Now, if you've got 5 people, you're gonna make money. Okay, let's just put it that way. I don't know where those boxes will be placed and all this kind of stuff, so I don't want to start saying incomes. And by the way, any kind of income that we ever talk about is, it's what we think will happen, right? There's no guarantees in life, and we all know that, right? We've all either been part of a business or something's happened. You just know that there's no guarantees in life, right? Everybody's experience is a little bit different. So we try to give you general rule of thumb type of numbers and scenarios and things, but there's no guarantees, okay? But if you've got your first 5, you know that when those boxes start to get lit up, they start getting delivered and plugged into the wall and hooked up to the Wi-Fi, they are going to start making money. So you should be fired up about that, because there's no investment here. It's not like you're sitting here going, oh, I got to make $1,000 to get my investment back or something, right? No, if you make $1, you're ahead of the game, right? And you're going to make way more than $1. So congratulations to all those folks. Really proud of you guys. And I'll tell you, one of the things I'm going to do here towards the end of the call is I'm going to talk about what I taught people. And some of these people I taught, some of these people somebody else taught, whatever. But what I did, we registered 28 people, and I taught them what I said, right? And I pretty much said that to those 28 people anyway, so it's not like they never heard it before. They had only heard it once. But I'm going to talk about what we actually talked about and what we said to get those 325 people, or however many that we have, okay? So that's one of the things I want to do. But I want to give a quick couple announcements, and these are kind of like things to plan on your calendar every week, because one of the secrets to, I think, any success, but the amount of success that we've had in other businesses, and just a little background on myself. We own a sports park in Virginia, 8 baseball fields, and 40,000 square foot indoor training facility. If you guys could hit mute, whoever just joined in, if you could hit mute, that'd be great, so we don't have background noise. But we own a sports facility in Virginia. We've got an energy brokerage in the DC Baltimore area, with about, I don't even know how many thousands of accounts that we have, but we have a lot. And then we also have a temperament therapy practice. And then obviously we have an iHub business, right? So we've got a lot of different irons in the fire, as they say. And part of the reason that we've had the amount of success that we've had is being able to plan, right? If you don't know what's going on tomorrow, it's very difficult to be productive tomorrow, or as productive as you possibly could or could have been, okay? So just a couple quick things for your calendar. Typically Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I'm going to drop this in the chat also, at this link. Where's the chat? Here we go. Okay, so iHubHelium.com. If you go to iHub Helium Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, my upline mentors, the Kinney brothers, you got Brendan Kinney, Jim Kinney, and Ed Kinney. They do an opportunity meeting. Most of you guys have been on that, but every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday typically. Now tonight they're not doing it because iHub is doing this special training, so everybody's going to get on that. But typically, if you have anybody that's interested in seeing how the business works, if you go to iHubHelium.com, that's actually a link that'll kick you straight into a Zoom meeting, and people can see like an overview of the business plan. Now, my suggestion is you need to talk to them a little bit first and have them watch the 3 videos. We'll talk about that a little bit, and then book them into that. Now, if you just book them straight into that, I think they'll still be part of your team. It's phenomenal. The Kinney brothers do a great job. But I think giving them a little bit of foundational information before they jump on that is much better, okay? But that's Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, all right? And you got the iHub Helium link. Okay, and then on Tuesdays at 8:30 Eastern, I'm going to do this for our team, okay? And the reason for that is not because the Kinney brothers don't do a good enough job what they're doing, or iHub doesn't do a good enough job what they're doing, but like I said last week, all of us are actually kind of in the same place in our business, right? I'm not that far ahead of you guys, right? Even though you may only have a couple people on your team, and we had 325, an hour ago or something. You're not that far away because I've only been in maybe 3 to 3.5 weeks longer than you have, all right? I think the secret to getting the 300 people, like I said, we only registered 28, and those 28 went out and got 300 more or whatever, right? So the secret is just getting as many people as you personally can, as quickly as you can, and then giving them the tools for them to go out and get their 5 to 25 or 30, right? And that's what I'm going to talk about here in a second. But the reason I do this is so that we can recognize some folks like I just did, right? All the people that are 5 wide at least. I want to give a little recognition. I want to give a shout out. I'm proud of those folks, right? Whether they're my mom or my sister or somebody on here that I don't even know. I read off some names that I've never spoken to those people before. I'm just as proud of them as I am for my daughter, okay? Because they're doing something that I believe is going to change their family's future. So I'm just excited for them. And Jay Jones, I don't know if you just got on here, but I gave you some props a minute ago for sending me a text message to remind me to record. So I did record this time, so thank you very much, sir. But yeah, so one of the things that we're going to do is make sure to do some recognition every week. And I think that's a very important part of any type of business. If you're going to be be a part of a business team, whether you're an employee or part of the ownership team, recognition for people who are stepping out and doing something just a little bit above the norm, I think is super important. So we're going to cover things that may be pertinent to us also, where, like I said, iHub, they've been doing this for a couple of years now, and they got all this technical information. And for me, you know, I don't know if you guys see these degrees on the wall back here, but these are for my kids and my wife's. Okay. I literally dropped out of school after the 10th grade. All right. My mom hates when I say that, but that's the facts. Okay. These are not my degrees back here. So when they started talking super technical, I literally had to call Shawn Gatz today and ask him some stuff about blockchain and crypto and stuff because I don't understand it. So I'm like, dude, dumb it down for me and tell me on a third grade level how this thing works and what's going on. And he's great at doing that because he's a middle school teacher. So he's used to teaching people who have about the same amount of education that I've got. Okay. So that's when I go to iHub and they start talking about stuff, it's fantastic, but I don't get a lot of it. And it's not even necessary for me to get at this point in my business. Right. So I want to do something like this for everybody so that we're all, you know, learning what we need at our point in the business. And then we can still tie in to the iHub meetings and learn even more and grow even more. And I'm telling you, I am so phenomenally thankful for the stuff that they've put together, whether it's the actual software and everything or the meetings and the trainings that they've done, because it's been the catalyst to me being this excited and going out and talking to people. So anyway, so they do a meeting that's not an opportunity meeting on Thursday nights. And it's at the link that I put in the chat that's the zoom.us, and I got in, it ends 7193. Every Thursday night, they have a straight up training on what's new with iHub, right? Software, anything like that, what's being shipped out, all that kind of jazz. So that's where, as soon as this is over in about another 7 or 8 minutes, we're going to flip over to that one and hear from them. But typically they do those on Thursday nights. Okay. So you guys can, I know this week is a little off kilter, but for next week, you guys can start planning for this stuff. All right. And tonight's iHub training, I already touched on a little bit, but they're going to talk about how you can put in clusters. They're going to talk about a lot of different things, but one of the things they're going to talk about is how to put in clusters of boxes to make you as profitable as possible. And this is part of what I talked to Shawn Gatz about this afternoon. What we really are getting paid for is for coverage, right? If you think about cell phone towers, that one tower is got a signal coming this way, another tower's got a signal coming this way, and those signals need to overlap a little bit so that we never lose coverage. And there's something called proof of coverage that cell phone towers do. They literally kind of talk to each other and they prove that there's coverage there, right? They're talking to each other. That's how you know that the signals are overlapping. I think the word is redundancy, but I'm not sure about that. So the point is, cell phone towers have to do that. Cell phone signal has to do that. Well, so do helium boxes have to do that. That's really what we're getting paid for right now. Now, there's already lots of cities that are actually putting the data services in effect. San Francisco, Vero Beach, some of the major metropolitan areas like New York and Philadelphia and stuff like that. Those data services are already going into effect, and those companies have to pay in helium currency. Okay. So that's why our thing is I think way better than all the other crypto out there, because the other crypto out there is not backed by a business plan. It's just two people think it's worth something, so they want to buy it, trade it, whatever. Okay, fine. But if everybody says, man, I don't want that anymore, it just goes to zero. Okay. Ours actually has a business plan with people paying into the system. So we're constantly making money. So anyways, I'll let them get into all that kind of stuff, but they're going to talk about how to put in clusters so that we're all as profitable as possible as soon as possible. Okay. So that's tonight in about another 15 minutes. Okay. So, I got to talk about a couple other people, do a little bit more recognition. There are some folks on here, Marcus Miller, Tezra Williams, Levi, I don't even remember Levi's last name, and another gentleman by the name of Phineas, and I don't remember their last names. But guys, in the last week, they've put in, I don't remember what, I know they were up over 75 people in the last week, okay? That is phenomenal. And they started doing that. They knew each other, but then they got together and basically just said, oh, let's tear this thing out of the frame. And in a week, 75 folks, okay? Now, what's going to happen next week when those 75 people all are learning what we're learning, or they're learning what we've already learned, they're using the tools, they're using that little digital website, digital business card that we put together that's got our picture at the top and then the links and stuff and the videos. They start using those tools. It's Katie bar the door. There's literally no limit to what you can have. I mean, this is literally worldwide. I was on a call. Actually, Phineas called me because he's got people in Ghana that are interested in putting this together. Okay, fine. Send them the link. They get registered and they get put in the queue for getting a box. So it's literally just a land grab that is worldwide. So very proud of those guys. They're taking advantage of the tools that have been made available to them. And it's super cool to see folks just get registered, use what's at their fingertips, and actually see the growth happening. And it happens with everybody who actually gets in and starts registering people properly, having a little conversation and everything, which I'm going to talk about here in a second. And, back when I first got registered, one of the first two people that I reached out to, Bill Siviter and James Egan. And I've done some other things in the energy world with them, and just people that I've always looked up to and truthfully learned a lot from. I can't tell you how much I've learned from those guys. So they were some of the first people that I wanted to reach out to, and I did that. And I was talking about Marcus, Tezra, Levi, and Phineas, and putting in 80 people really quickly. And I thought to myself, you know what? Bill and James did that the first week that they were in the business also. They're over 80 people. I don't know how many they have at this point, but very, very sharp folks. And I don't know. I'm not gonna say. I'll just tell you this. Financially, most people would say that they're doing very well. And the reason I'm pointing that out is this. So many people get registered and they think, oh, I know who needs a bunch of money. Let me go call them because they all do this because they need a bunch of money. And my answer is yes, call those people, no doubt. But who is the sharpest, most business-minded, influential person or people that you know? Call those people. Because when those people, when that gal or that guy calls somebody and they know, and the person that they're calling knows how successful they already are in business, their ears perk up, right? Oh, if this person's telling me something about business, I need to pay attention. So talk to those people. Don't talk to everybody. Don't prejudge people. You don't know where people are in their life, whether it's financially or just, I just love doing these kind of things and seeing a bunch of people that I haven't seen in a long time or meeting new people. It's just fun. So you don't know what people need in life, and just talk to everybody and don't prejudge folks. And that's what I tried to do, and that's what those people have done, and that's why they have huge teams already, and it's taken off for them. Now, I talked about what we get paid for, right? Which is that coverage. Okay, so I'm not gonna rehash that. But I want to take about the next 2 or 3 minutes and just talk about what I do with somebody who's a prospect of mine, right? Like they don't even know why I'm calling them. They don't know anything about iHub or nothing, and I'm just all of a sudden talking to them out of the blue about this, right? Now, for me, I've got an app on my phone. It's just a text message. It's texting, but I can record a voice recording on my text message, right? I'm not a typer and all that kind of jazz. I'm a talker, as you guys can tell. So I hold the button down and I talk, and I'll tell people, hey, listen, hope you're doing well. I make one little hope you're doing well kind of statement. Listen, I got something I got to talk to you about. It's business. And if you can harken back to the 80s, 90s, when cell phone towers were going up, the cell phone companies were looking for a place to put the towers. They would go to farmers or some type of landowner that had a little piece of property and say, listen, if you'll let us put this tower up, we'll pay for the tower. We'll pay for the maintenance of the tower. We'll pay for the whole deal. You just have to give us a spot to put the tower, and we'll pay you for that every single month. And that person that said yes has been getting paid tens of thousands of dollars every single month for 30 years. And there were people who said no, or there were people that when that person said yes, they didn't need a tower on the neighbor's property, so the neighbor got kind of shut out of that whole deal and has been thinking for 30 years, man, I wish I would have done that, or wish they'd have called me first, right? So the very same thing is happening right now with Wi-Fi, and there's a company out there called Helium that literally will pay us not to put a tower on our property, but a little box that's about the size of a Coke can. There's two different boxes. Some of them are the size of a cereal box, but they're paying us a great deal of money to just put this either at our house or at a business or someplace where we can plug it in the wall, plug it into electricity, and plug it into Wi-Fi for all these things that are called the Internet of Things, IoT. It's too difficult for me to explain any more than what I've already explained, but I've got 3 little videos. All of them are less than 3 minutes. I can send you a link. You can watch those videos. And if you like what you see, we'll jump on a Zoom call for about 25 minutes, and I'll go more in depth of how it actually works. Okay? That's it. Now, I know I said that really fast and I said it, just kind of off the cuff or whatever, but it's because I've said it dozens upon dozens of times that I can do that. The first time that I did that, fortunately, the first people I called were my parents, my kids, people like that. So when I was kind of fumbling through it, it didn't matter as much, right? But when something just distracted me there. So as I've done it a bunch of times, I've gotten better and better. And the great thing about recording that thing is if I do mess up, I just hit the little X button and it deletes it and I can start all over again. Okay. So that's what I do. Now from there, I've got this little digital business card that I send people the link. Almost everybody says, yeah, man, send me the link. I send them the link, come watch those 3 videos. And there's a link there that will actually connect you to a place where you can actually order one of those new little boxes, one of those new little Wi-Fi boxes. I thought I had my phone off and it just buzzed or whatever, just kind of rang, so I'll turn that off. So I send them that link, they watch the 3 videos, and almost everybody says, yeah, how do I get on one of those Zoom calls? I give them the link, and boom, I got a new person in my group. And over the course of the first about, probably not even 2 weeks, we registered, I think, 24 people, because I remember we were stuck on 24 for like 3 or 4 days or something like that, right? And then the last week or so, I haven't really registered anybody else because I've been helping other people register people. And I just enjoy, I love doing that, right? Because if I can help somebody else get 5, 10, 15 people on their team, man, number one, I feel like I'm helping somebody. Number two, it's always a good feeling when you like put a smile on somebody else's face and see them excited about something. So that's what I usually talk about. That's usually what I say and how I say it and what I do. Now, great thing for you guys, if you like that, is we're recording this week. And this is going to go up on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel. I'm going to put the link to that YouTube channel in here real quickly. And you'll see there are already 4 videos there. And we're going to put up, whether it's iHub videos, different videos that we're putting together. We're going to take things and kind of chop things up and make little videos that are 2 or 3 minutes long. And then we may take something that's like this, which is, 25 minutes long at this point, and actually put a 25-minute video up. So you guys can go back, watch this. You can hear what I'm saying. You can figure out something that works for you. Everybody that have my personality is not going to say the exact same thing. You might text it out because you're a texter, whatever, right? You might want to call people on the phone and actually talk to them. Whatever way you want to share it that way. Just share it with everybody you can think of. Don't prejudge folks. Okay? Last thing I'm going to say is this, guys. The Kinney brothers and iHub, but I'm going to talk about the Kinney brothers for a quick second here. Unbelievably helpful, like servant leaders, okay? And the reason I'm pointing this out is because they have helped me. Literally right before I was on this call, Jim Kinney called me and was talking to me about some stuff, and it wasn't necessarily iHub stuff. It was just like business mentality kind of stuff, right? Which we all need. There are some people on here who either own businesses or have owned businesses in the past, and it is a different thought process than being an employee. I've been on both sides of that coin, and it is different. And if you've never been on that side of the coin, you need that. And even if you have been on that side of the coin, you need people who've been on that side of the coin and are a little bit further down the road than you are to help you make decisions and just kind of, work through some stuff. So I am so thankful to them because literally Jim, Ed, Brendan, they will call me. They will respond to my texts and calls and everything. And it's been a huge help because then I've been able to turn around and do that for folks that are part of my team. So I just wanted to say that for you guys, if you ever have an opportunity to be around them or just listen in to a meeting that they're doing, don't miss it and don't take it for granted because they are hugely successful, not just in this industry, but in other business ventures that they've been a part of. So with that, I'm done. Again, back up to the first Zoom link there. That's where you want to go. You can just copy and paste that, and it'll take you into the iHub meeting. And there was one question here: is this secure? Will I be attaching this to my Wi-Fi? You are attaching it to your Wi-Fi. There is a link in that that small website that I put together for folks. Some people call it a digital business card. There's a link there to Helium and their security information. They've got over 100,000 boxes in effect right now, and they've never had one security issue. So that's a pretty good sample size to tell you how good it is. All right. But if you want to see the actual, if you're a techie person and you want to see the actual security behind everything that they put together, you can go to the Helium website, and there's a frequently asked questions area. Or if you've gotten the card from somebody either on your upline or if I've made one for you, you can click on that little link there that says Helium security information, and it'll take you to that part of their website. All right. But great question. Appreciate that. I wish I could answer more, but we're literally like 3 minutes away from that. I want people to be able to grab a drink or visit the facilities, whatever they need to do, and be on that one on time. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Appreciate everybody being here. Please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm going to put my phone number in here. If anybody ever wants to, please text me first. But I'll definitely take phone calls and everything. There's my phone. Here is my email. And I'll leave this on for the next few minutes so people can write this stuff down. And the last thing that I want to give you, if you haven't gotten, please ask Upline. There is a link to a form that you can fill out and put in your email address so that we can send emails out once or twice a week. Yes, the 9 o'clock call is tonight. Yes. But there's a place you can just put in an email so that we can send you 1 or 2 emails a week just to keep you updated. If there's any changes with meetings or something like that, something new going on, we can make sure people get the information. So if you haven't gotten that, please ask Upline and go all the way to me and text me and say, hey, I don't have that link, and I'll text you the link. All right, guys. Thanks again, and we'll talk to you soon. See ya.